Hey, what is going on, you bewitched beldam? So over the weekend, I went over to Ohio to the Full Grip Games card store to play in their back-to-back 1Ks. One was for a post-rotation, a standard tournament. The other one was for the GLC format tournament. I didn't do so well in the GLC tournament, but I did really, really well in the standard post-rotation tournament. I actually ended up taking down the whole thing with Urshifu and Teleon. So I was going to play some games with that list today, and I'll go over it real fast and talk about a couple cards that I played that I thought were interesting or maybe different, that I had some thoughts on in general. So, of course, we got our 4-3 Urshifu lining here. We want to get our Vs into play aggressively, so I really like the 4 Urshifu V because I think it's really important to get multiple into play sometimes. If you're playing up against like a Zacian deck or even like Shadow Rider, and they're able to just go boss KO your only Urshifu in play. If you just don't have another Urshifu in play, then you just can't attack with VMAX on the next turn. That can happen against a lot of decks, so I really like playing 4 Urshifu V so we can just get 2 into play aggressively or more aggressively to try and counteract that potential situation that can come up. And then, of course, we have our Inteleon lining here. We got that 4-4 3-1. I still play 1 Shady Dealings Inteleon in here, and it was pretty good over the weekend as well, so I think I would keep it as an inclusion in the deck for sure. And, of course, 3 Quick Shooting, because that is really the extra damage for the Quick Shooting is just so good, so ridiculously good. And the new additions to the deck that really keep it strong and powerful and in the format, despite losing stuff like Karate Belt and Reset Stamp, which is just good with Inteleon decks in general. Despite all the cards it loses from rotation, we got the Metacham V with the Yoga Loop. If you don't know what that does, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by this attack, take another prize or take another turn after this one, not another prize card. Take another turn after this one. If you use Yoga Loop during the last turn, you can't use Yoga Loop again this turn. And then we have the Raihan, which says if one of our Pokemon were knocked out during our last turn, we can attach a basic energy from our discard pile to one of our Pokemon and then search our deck for any card and put it into our hand. So any one card can always be super big game changer, but really the power of this card is that extra energy acceleration to help us get to VMAX rapid flows from a board with 0 energy on it, which we were able to do with Karate Belt before, but now that rotation is happening, we're going to lose Karate Belt. And the cards that I played that I thought was like a big deal that I'm really glad I included was the Ordinary Rod. The only real thing that I had kind of been on the fence about was playing Ordinary Rod. I really like the idea of playing Research, the 4 Research in this deck and using it aggressively to just kind of draw as many cards as possible early on. We want to get to our Sobbles, we want to get to our Vs to be able to get to our VMAXs, and then we want to get to Drizzles to put on our Sobbles, and we want to get Inteleons as well. So drawing more cards is always going to be better to be able to find all those evolution cards and getting them out there that much more aggressively, because getting to the quick shooting can be a huge deal in quite a few situations and quite a few matchups. So getting to the quick shooting can be such a huge deal. Drawing that many more cards each turn is a big deal, but if we're playing Research every single turn, sometimes we'll have those awkward hands where we do have, you know, multiple Inteleon or Drizzile in it, or even maybe got the Urshifu VMAX, or even something like Passimian Metacham where we don't want to put them down on the bench yet because we can't quite utilize them, but we're going to want them later in the game at some point probably, or at least to have the option of them is going to be a big deal. So really big fan of the Ordinary Rod after playing it this week. And I hadn't played with it a whole ton, but for the couple games I had played and just thinking through scenarios and how we could, or how I could unfortunately have to discard some stuff that I'd want later, I was like, it seems like a reasonable inclusion to try and, you know, put into the deck, see how it runs, and it ran great. So I like the Ordinary Rod for sure. The one card that I would maybe want to include after the weekend is a second Tower of Waters. I felt like it was just very often I wanted to be able to bump my opponent's stadium, and I just only having the 1 Tower of Water, sometimes it was prized, sometimes I had played it early, sometimes I couldn't find it. So second Tower of Waters is definitely a card that's on my mind to include. Haven't included it quite yet. I really like the way the list flows overall, so not too many nothing in the list I feel like needs to be changed. There's a lot of things that I'm like thinking about and considering, but this is the exact list I used to win the tournament over the weekend, and we're gonna play some games with it. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. We're gonna be playing on the PTCGO ladder, which hasn't quite rotated yet, so we're gonna be playing with pre-rotations with our post-rotation deck here. So we're definitely gonna be at a disadvantage, but let's see if we can't still pull out some dubs anyways. Going first and mulligan off the start. That's fine though. Usually like to go first. I've actually heard some people have been like choosing to go second with the Urshifu, which I think it definitely has some merit to it as well. You get to play your draw supporter for the turn, which is a higher chance you get to find a turn 1 energy for the Urshifu. If you look at something like this hand, this would definitely be a hand where we wish we had gone second, but sometimes when you just go first, you just find the Urshifu, you find the energy, and then maybe a Sobble or 2 to turn into some Drizziles, and it looks like we're up against a Falinks deck here to start with. No idea what to expect out of this, to be honest. Never played this matchup before. The Iron Defense formation, I think, would be pretty annoying. We'll see. I don't know. It seems like it would be pretty annoying because they take 20 less damage from attack, so if they get 2, 3, even 4 of the Falinks Vs in play. Minus. Ooh, and they are playing B here. So they're actually going to be able to accelerate a lot of energy into play here and actually knock us out here on this first turn if they want to. Actually, no, they didn't put any energy on the active. So maybe they're still going to go for that call for family here. How much damage does this thing even do? Oh, they would have only been able to do 60. So I guess not. A call for family always makes a little bit more sense here. So this is a little scary. I'm not going to lie. I think we might lose to this deck here off the start. I kind of want to keep the Ordinary right around because I might want Passimian to help get through these Vs later on. So I'm going to go with this Marnie here. And we got the energy. We did get a Drizzile as well. So I'm going to go ahead and throw down energy here. Drizzile here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and grab... I just want another Sobble, to be honest. I kind of want a Quick Ball for it, but I'm also just down to Level Ball and just hold the hand as well. I like both Inteleons in the hand as well, but yeah, I think just get a Sobble here. So we prize a Drizzile. Have all of our Inteleons. We prize the V. We have all our VMAXs. Medicham is here. Take a quick pass through. Research is prized. One of each energy is prized. The energy search is here. Both escape ropes are here. And we got our tower and our air balloon. One of the telescopic sights is prized, but we probably won't. Well, I mean, it could still be a big deal. KOing these would be pretty nice. So even having Passimian around would be nice as well. But I think we're going to have to probably let the Passimian get KO'd here. And really just going to have to come up with what do we want to do this turn. There's a Surchester's Bath to deal with as well. This is actually one of the cards that was kind of annoying for me over the weekend. I played against 2 Zacian decks, I believe. And in both of those matchups, I prized my Tower of Flowing Waters. So they got the Surchester Bath in play, and I just couldn't really do anything about it. And they actually focused my Drizzile here and go for a call for family, actually. So a little bit of a slow follow-up from my opponent. So we like to see that. Don't really want to use the Crobat. There's a Drizzile top deck, though, so I could go... Well, I think I'm going to evolve this one to the Quick Shooting. I can replace this Stadium. I'm going to Crobat, see what that gets us, and then decide if we're going to evolve, what we're going to get off this Drizzile. So we got the... VMAX. We're going to go with this Drizzile play here. They did use Boss for turn, so I don't really want to help my opponent out by... How much HP does this thing have? It has 140, but it's taking minus... So it's got 220. 220 HP on this Falinks. Don't really want to Marnie them, though, because my opponent just really didn't do anything next turn. 220. Effectively 220 if I'm reading this correctly. Minus 80. So we're doing 70. All right, so we 2-hit KO it. So I'm going to go ahead and Quick Shooting. Maybe the... well, if I want to use a G-Max Rapid Flow, if I get the Sight, I have the Passimian in play. We're doing 180s. They have reduced 80 as well. Holy smokes. Maybe I will just ping one of these Falinks, though. This is not looking good for us. I'm not going to lie. I don't feel great about this situation. Yeah, Gale Thrust. And then next turn we can go into this Inteleon. We maybe even go with like Quick Ball away this Inteleon, rot it back, get a new V to the bench, and then research if our opponent doesn't do anything with their hand again. Oh, actually we only did 50 damage. Did I like minus 20? Why did we only do 50 damage? What am I missing here? 20 less damage from attacks. I do 100. Oh, the stone energy. I was like, what's going on here? All right, so it's looking bad. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's not looking great. Let's go with that Quick Ball. We top pick the research now, so I'm gonna go with an energy search as well. I think. Yeah, sounds good. I'll Quick Ball away the Inteleon. I don't know if I'm gonna get it back though. I'm not sold on the fact that we actually need another Quick Shooting in the deck, but we might want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. Throw this down, grab an energy search, and I think I'm just gonna G-Max Rapid Flow a couple of Falinks here. Probably the ones with the energy, to be honest. Maybe I should have pinged those instead. Hand's looking a little bit slow. Ping here. Yeah, I probably should have pinged this one, I think. But only 70 damage to each. So 70 HP left, 90 HP left. We could KO both of these with a Raihan play next turn. I don't have a Raihan in hand, but theoretically, if I can come across one, could make that work. Our bench is a little bit clogged here. We were able to utilize the Passimian. We're kind of focusing down these Vs as of right now. And maybe I could have even let my opponent kind of help me out by... Maybe I should have set up Crobat and let them KO that instead. That could have been a play I actually could have made there. Looks like they've drawn out of their sticky situation or lack of draw supporter situation, whatever you want to call it, and are back in the game as far as that goes. They were really in this game either way, to be honest, but I guess now they're in it a little bit more. There's an evolution incense. That's not gonna do a whole ton. I could. No, I can't even KO this. I could set up for. I kind of just want to play escape rope and see what my opponent sends up. To be honest, let's go with that. Escape rope. See what my opponent sends up. I think is gonna be the play here. And then we'll go from there. Okay. I don't know what I really expected them to send up. So both of these could be KO'd, though, if I just get a telescopic sight. So I don't really want to put any more pings on those. I think it has 90 HP left, but I'm doing like no damage. I could almost KO this one if I was to Gale Thrust it, though. We could go with, like... I don't really want to Gale Thrust. I almost want them to take the knockout so I can potentially Raihan next turn if I top deck it. I probably shouldn't have played that. I'm going to thin this out of the deck, though. Two Raihan in there. We have stuff with no Sabla on the bench, though. Things do get a little bit weird. As you can tell maybe right now. As they are starting to get a little bit weird for us. Yeah, we really need some bench space to open up here, to be honest. We need some bench space to work with to get a Sabla down. I don't really want to hit with a fresh one, though. Quick shooting to... I'm still so torn on what I want a quick shooting as well. Because if I get the sight, then I KO both of these anyway. So maybe I should never quick shooting this one to begin with. We'll be doing an extra 30 on that. So... maybe just ping this then, I guess. But I'm going to be hitting the active, so maybe I should have pinged the active. Maybe I shouldn't even be hitting the active. Maybe I should just let them have KO'd this Inteleon. Or if they have the boss KO on this, let them have that as well. That would have been fine. Wait, we did 70 now. Oh, I'm doing 70 now because... so I could have actually ping KO'd the Falinks instead. I can use Yoga Loop now on this Falinks, which I like the idea of that as well. I forgot this one doesn't have a stone energy. For some reason, I expected to do 50 damage here. I was like, all right, we're going to do 50 damage to the active, so I can't even ping KO. I can ping KO it next turn, though. I'm not really that concerned with leaving this thing around either way, so... not that big of a deal that I didn't KO it this turn, I don't think. We'll maybe try and KO it this turn, though. We'll see. I'm going to get this Sobble down. Just kind of see where the game goes. Like I said, it's kind of awkward because we are kind of stuck here, but Air Balloon might be good later on. Sobble down. I mean, let's KO it. Let's see what we get off the prize card. I could have like saved it around as like a quick loop, Yoga Loop target later on, but I don't know how much of a difference that will actually make. So this here, strafe into I could have gone with a Gale Thrust there to almost take the knockout. I guess I would have set it up with two quick shootings away, but I don't think that really does a whole ton. Like I could do that, right? I could go, Gale Thrust, hit this, but then I have a 3-prizer in play in my active, and then I hit that, and then they go boss hit, and then they win the game. So I don't really like the idea of giving my opponent that out or route there at all. So I think going like something like this is a little bit better. They did get a cape down here, so it's 120 HP now. So with the... oh, they got a cape on this one as well. Holy smokes. These are some tanky Falinks. This is going to be really hard for me to deal with still, I think. Okay, here comes a team attack. They don't get the knockout. We'll see what our top deck gives us. It's a level ball. I'm going to go ahead and play this. We can grab the Drizzile, and then we could maybe Marnie this turn. We disrupt their big hand. I don't like the idea of that. This one out. Let's see. Air Balloon. Drizzile. Yes. Grab the Marnie. Maybe I go with the Research instead, actually. They didn't have boss or anything. Maybe their hand is still backed up. Yeah, maybe I like this a little bit better. If they do KO something else, I do maybe want this Sobble still in the deck. But with the 3-prizer in play like this, I think I can just get rid of this Urshifuvi, but keep the Metacham around, I think. All right, let's go like this. Let's see how this goes. Once again, I don't really play against... okay, we got the Sight and the Rapid Strike energy, so that's good. That's a really good thing. Go ahead and throw this down here. Sight here. Now, we're going to be hitting for 100 damage here, 100 damage here. I guess we should... so it has 120. Doing 180 minus 80. Okay, so we can take this one out. And I think I am going to do that because then the team attack just kind of does less damage. Play this and then thin out the Sobble so we don't top deck it. VMAX Rapid Flow, hit up both of these, and then we could double quick shooting KO this one next turn, I guess. I mean, we're making progress here. Yeah, double quick shooting KO is that one. Yeah, I guess taking the knockouts are pretty important. So there's a little bit of Just a little bit of wasted damage over here on this Falinks, I guess. A little bit of wasted damage there. Anything about the capes? I guess also stone energy is something I could have maybe calculated into my game plan as well. I don't play against Falinks very often, I'm not gonna lie. So, you know, I'm gonna make a couple mistakes when I go up against it, because I don't grind this matchup ever. I don't play against Falinks ever. So this one we can take out as well next turn. Double pings from the quick shooting, knocks this one out. And then from there, we'll have one prize card left. So we're probably going to look to KO this thing. But I don't really have a way to do that yet. So I guess that's what we're currently looking at, is like, how are we going to get to KO this Falinks? That's kind of still pretty tanky. They're actually running into this Falinks this turn. That's fine. Like I said, double quick shooting it. But they can hit us for 210 damage. We can run using the Tower of Waters, but they just have a boss. We're going to be in trouble, I think. I didn't really check my prize cards too much. We can get some more info here. Let's take a look through. We do have escape rope in the deck, which could be a big deal. I feel like I'm just going with research no matter what. Let's go with it. Could put the sight on the Simeon, I guess, as well. Maybe try to get max value out of that. Escape rope. I'm going to want to attach the Rapid Strike energy here. See what my opponent sends up first, of course, and then we're going to probably ping KO this V. Like I mentioned, it takes some potential damage out of play. They can't attack with this one again, which is also pretty nice. Well, hold on. No, it doesn't really change it. We only hit this for... No, we hit it for a little bit more now, actually. Did we hit it for enough? So we're going to ping knock out this one. Then it takes reduced 40, 60 damage. So I do 90 damage, actually. So I'm going to ping KO this one. That gets the knockout. Then we'll be down to one prize card, but they'll take reduced 40 damage. 60 damage because of the stone energy. I remember the stone energy this time, so we should have the dub here. And if I messed up again somehow on my math, I'm sorry, but no, we just get it here, just enough. 90 damage KO. Yo, Falinks was scary. I wonder if that's gonna be a thing come post rotation. Is Falinks all of a sudden gonna see have its time in the spotlight? I don't know. That was a close one though. That was a little bit scary. Definitely could have mathed out my pings and stuff a little bit better, but a little bit inexperienced in the Falinks matchup. Hopefully we hit a deck that I'm a little bit more experienced against in the next one. All right, here we go again. We're going second this time. Like I said, second versus first. Another thing about going second is you get access to that Keep Calling from the Saba, which can be super powerful and a big game changer. It really can be a big game changer for sure. So you get access to that. And our opening hand here, really, really nice, actually. Level ball, get the Sobble. Quick ball to get that Urshifu V. So really nice opening hand here. And it looks like we're up against... Well, I mean, there's a Mimikyu, and there's a Suicune. Okay, so we're up against a Suicune deck. This is going to be fun for sure. I definitely think all these kind of V Pokemon, Urshifu's just really, really strong against, and especially stuff with Inteleon in it, that's also like kind of always felt like a plus for Urshifu as well. So always felt like these are pretty good decks for the Fu. We'll see how it goes, though. Not that I'm... super experienced against it was Urshifu versus Suicune, so another a little bit more off the wall type deck for us to play against here and see how we do. So we press a research, a Marnie, one fighting energy, research Marnie, fighting energy, quick ball, level ball. Okay, those are all there. One of our ropes we just discarded, so that's gone. Prize of V and a Sobble, I believe, as well. So nothing too horrendous as far as prize cards go. No double Sobble, double Drizzile shenanigans going on, which we never really want to see. Those are always a little bit annoying to deal with. Can sometimes be tough to make a comeback from. Usually not that big of a deal. Either way, we could have gone with a fling turn one, actually, to be honest. We could have flinged for 50 on this weekend, which might have been the better play. We don't get to use an early rapid flow, though, which I think is what we really want to go after here, because it just sets us up really, really well to win the game. And we're not doing any damage with Strafe, but why not go ahead and do it anyways? Yeah. More rapid flows, the better. We're always trying to do as many rapid flows as possible. So, yeah, especially when we can KO stuff like Sobbles. That's going to be really good. Actually, our hand is lining up for us to be able to go double Drizzile for Quick Ball Energy Search. Ooh, was the Energy Search in the deck, though? I don't know. But we'll definitely be checking with Drizzile. And we can actually use Raihan next turn to excel a Fighting Energy, as well as get a Rapid Strike Energy onto our V. And then probably take out a Drizzile and Sobble of my opponents, especially because they have this Mimikyu in play that can become another prize card for deck. But I guess they're playing the Suicune deck, so we can go like KO. I'm always thinking in terms of VMAX prize exchanges usually, because usually you're up against VMAX deck. But if we go KO Sobble, KO Drizzile, KO double Suicune, that also just works out just as well, to be honest. So we don't really have to like Mimikyu does not have to go down at all. And in fact, we could go KO Drizzile, KO Mimikyu, and then KO 2 Suicunes as well. Really depends on what my opponent has this turn and what they do. And also, we could whiff with our current hand now, we could whiff Rapid Strike Energy would be another thing that could happen. And it looks like my opponent has a really slow go. Hopefully, we'll be able to take advantage of. And this is one of those hands where it's like, okay, we're really glad we have Ordinary Rod because we're about to lose 2 Inteleons and the Medicham here, which you just never want to lose. You never want to lose all that good stuff. I think we're going to Shady Dealings out a research here. Get this research. And I'm not feeling like it's necessary to quick ball for another V. Could go with another Sobble, actually, because like getting the quick shootings online is just so important. And having the access to Drizzile is also so important. I'm a little bit leaning more towards that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have got another V. I can still get it here. I'm kind of getting lost in the thoughts here. But this is pretty good. Knock out the Drizzile. Set up the damage on the Suicune. This will be fine. Yeah, I should have got another V, like I said. I get a little bit lost in my own thoughts here. But yeah, still pretty clean turn. Get the KO on the Drizzile. We set up the Suicune really well. And actually, it only has 60 HP left. So we have a couple different ways to take care of this. We're really hoping for a Drizzile. So I could have gone... One play that you can do with this deck that can be kind of cute and good sometimes is you can go like Drizzile for Level Ball for Drizzile. The problem with doing that, though, is that when I play the research here, if my only out to really have options becomes a Level Ball or a Drizzile, I guess if I take this Sobble, maybe I should have done that play. But it would be nice to have even double Sobble here. But I don't really want triple Sobble in play as well. I'm not looking to have triple Sobble in play. I want this or triple Drizzile in play. I want this Sobble to be open to become a Drizzile whenever it wants to. I do want double Drizzile in play over on this side, though, because I want to be able to have like double quick shooting out next turn, which I kind of lose the option of because I didn't go for Drizzile. Although I still think it's correct to make this play. Sometimes it does feel and even look bad because of how it ends up playing out. And actually, they're playing Glaceon VMAX here as we see them grab that. So that's going to make things a little bit more annoying. Maybe they only actually played the one Suicune in this build. So it looks like it's a Glaceon build with Suicune in it. So probably mostly centered around Glaceon VMAX. And they just have this one of Suicune to kind of hang around and, you know, do Suicune things is what it looks like. And my opponent actually, so there's that Drizzile, a little bit late. But hopefully still be able to utilize it to some effect. I'm actually thinking about grabbing... Take a look at the deck real fast, of course. Thinking about grabbing this. Oh, I was going to say air balloon, but it looks like the balloon is prized. So I think I'm just going to grab an Evolution Instance to start doing some quick shooting. I think that sounds a little bit worse than maybe the Energy Search actually to guarantee an energy for the turn. Because we do have 4 Evolution Instance and 2 of those. So I think we should go with the Energy Search instead. And then once again, I could go Level Ball for the Drizzile, get a bunch of Drizzile set up. I don't need to. I don't want to. It would be fine. I could have gone Escape Rope Fling this as well, actually. That would have been interesting. I don't really want to use Escape Rope anymore. I'm fine with leaving the Urshifu in the active and just kind of building the rest of my board from here. So we got a really good hand here. Oh, I didn't need to even grab this, to be honest. I don't know why I grabbed that. I don't want to evolve that one yet. But see, I want the option of a Drizzile. A little bit aggressive there for no reason. So 60 HP left on the Suicune. We definitely don't want to be hitting this anymore with anything. So I'm going to go ahead and ping the Suicune. And then Gale Thrust for 0 damage, I guess. Yeah, sure. I could have gone Escape Rope here, I guess, if I had. But then they would have probably just sent up the Suicune, and then I would have done a bunch of damage to a Suicune that I don't really want to do any damage to. So, yeah, I don't really like the idea of going that route either. Doesn't really do a whole ton. But yeah, now we got our Drizziles online. We're getting to the quick shooting turns, which are the huge turns for this deck. When you can get the quick shootings online, start getting that extra damage in play, start making game plans around that. Now we have options like the Medicham. If we're ever able to recover with the Ordinary Rod, we can try and utilize that. Here comes a Marnie from my opponent, which, not gonna lie, I love to see this. Although the Drizzile going to the bottom of the deck is not great, but I kind of goofed that up a little bit myself. We don't have any Rapid Strike energy in the hand, but now that my opponent has Marnied me, hey, there it is. And we got the Inteleon to go alongside it. So we need to draw 5 prize cards left, and my opponent has 5 prize cards on board besides the Glaceon VMAX here. So it should be a pretty easy to wrap this one up, not going to lie. It should be pretty clean from here. Not too worried about it. Got another quick shooting. So we're going to start pinging here. I'm just going to take out the Suicune. I don't like it. Let's get rid of it. Draw ourselves a prize card there. And Sabel. Got the low wall, so we could get Drizzle. We don't really need it this turn. And then just going to leave this Mimikyu in my opponent's active still. What did it say there? Oh, was it saying Crystal Veil? It doesn't protect the Sabel and the Drizzle. Now, they could scoop up net this Mimikyu. Going to be a lot harder for them to find scoop up net. They probably don't play like 4 of them or anything without the access of Drizzle. So harder for them to find the scoop net if they even play it. And if they don't, this Mimikyu is always just hanging out, waiting to be KO'd. And we can KO it pretty easily through quick shootings coming up in basically no time. So that should be no problem. Here comes a reset stamp to 1. So this could be a little bit, but not too bad. We got a Marnie off that. But yeah, we can just go double quick shooting this 2 turns in a row. They're not even attacking this turn. So yeah, quick shooting. And I almost don't want a Marnie here because my opponent kind of didn't do anything out of the hand again. But I also don't want to be too passive about things. So I'm going to go ahead and Marnie here. I don't want to be too passive. Want to make sure I'm still doing stuff. And I have this Ordinary Rod in my hand. Still want to keep the Drizzle open as an option, I think. Could play the Ordinary Rod for the... And there's the concession for my opponent. I'm taking my time thinking here. Seeing if I want to use it now, just in case we get reset stamped again. But yeah, there's really no great out for my opponent. We have 2 quick shooting on the bench. We're going to be able to take care of that Mimikyu on the following turn and make it unwinnable for my opponent. So that's the Urshifu deck, guys. I got a couple dubs against some pre-rotation decks with a post-rotation deck, so that can kind of speak to the power of this deck, the Urshifu. We didn't hit any Shadow Rider, which is the tough matchup for this one, but even with Shadow Rider still being a great deck post-rotation, I think Urshifu will also be a great deck, if maybe not the best overall deck, especially going into this first format of post-rotation. So make sure you guys check it out and give it a try. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you liked the content and this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I will see you in the next one.